Public relations is about RTR, reading the room. So public relations doesn't care about innocence or guilt. Public relations is, does this harm the brand? Okay, yeah, I know he's innocent and so forth, but based on the perception, because in an ideal world, perception doesn't mean anything. Truth is truth. Reality is reality. That's in an ideal world. In the real world, perception is reality. It gets slightly real. It gets slightly real. You see, I don't even know how to attack this. I don't even know how to go around this. Because there's several ways that you can view this. You know, it is a very, very sensitive topic. And see, unlike the Mendy situation, all of us actually had front row seats towards the evidence. But before we get there, let's look at the statement that was released by Man United. So this is the statement that was released. So let's just look through it. So, following the dropping of all charges against Mason Greenwood in February 2023, Manchester United has conducted a thorough, keyword, you have to look at the keywords, thorough investigation into the allegations made against him. So, United obviously want to put out that, no, forget about what the court said. Us, as an institution, as this kind of worldwide, huge global entity that is Manchester United Football Club, we have done our own independent investigation to see whether he may have breached any codes of conduct, independent of what the court may have found. This has drawn on extensive evidence and context not in the public domain. Interesting. We all heard the tape. We all heard the very sordid details of that tape. But it says that evidence not in the public domain. And we have heard from numerous people with direct involvement or knowledge of the case. Again, something that maybe we're not aware of. Throughout the process, the welfare and perspective of the alleged victim. See, I'm a water merchant. I was top set English. Top set English. Perspective of the alleged. So she's not a victim. So even when the word alleged there is like, but then if he's innocent, you have to put the word there, because if he's innocent, then she's not. If no crime was committed, then she's not a victim. But again, we go back to that same. But alleged victim has been central to the club's inquiries, and we respect her rights to lifelong anonymity. Like people know everything, so there's no anonymity there. We also have responsibilities to Mason as an employee, as a young person who has been in the club since the age of 7, and as a new father with a partner. Wait, isn't the alleged victim the partner that he has a child with? Again, I don't know. People in the comments, talk to me. The facts-finding phase of an investigation is now complete, and we are in the final stages of making a decision on Mason's future. Oh, so they've not even made a decision yet. Contrary to media speculation, that decision has not yet been made and is currently the subject of intensive internal deliberation. Responsibility ultimately rests with the chief executive officer. Once made, the decision will be communicated and explained to the club's internal and external stakeholders. This has been a difficult case for everyone associated with Manchester United, and we understand the strong opinions it has provoked based on the partial evidence. Partial. You call it partial, but the evidence was pretty crazy. I mean, unless you could give me an evidence to dispute that partial evidence was pretty damning. In the public domain, we ask for patience as we walk through the final stages of this carefully considered process. So, a lot of text there. You see, what I always said is it's going to be it's going to be very, very tricky for Greenwood to come back in this world that we're in. You see, in this world that we're in, it's going to be very tricky for him to come back, because it's a different world. And by that, I mean, it is a world in which you have to pretty much accept that all because oh, that's sorry. So, well, you have to pretty much accept that all because you may feel that you did nothing wrong. Perspective is reality. That's what I want to say. Perspective is reality. And it may seem harsh, it may seem wrong, but perspective is reality. It's crazy, I know, I get it. I get it. It's messed up. But perspective is reality. And it is going to be a very, very difficult decision for the Hague. Very difficult. Because, you see, for me, the decision doesn't lie down towards him. And I think that's why it's key. That's why it's good that we read that statement, because no, Ten Hag, you don't have final say here. The final say comes from the chief executive. So if he plays and people chastise you, you can't chastise Ten Hag. Ten Hag, the decision is way above his pay grade. It's about 3 or 5 rungs above his pay grade, which is the final decision of, does Greenwood represent Manchester United Football Club? But the issue though is RTR. RTR. Read the room. Read the room. You have to read the room. And when the story broke, and we heard what people now say was the partial evidence. Fine, it's partial evidence, because again we have to say alleged, because we don't know the full story, we don't know the full evidence. So again, we have to say the alleged evidence, alleged victim, everything alleged. I was like, no, he can never play for Man United, because you have to read the room, and it's not about whether he's innocent or guilty. It's about PR. PR doesn't care about innocence or guilt. Because I studied PR, did like a PR course. Public relations is about RTR, reading the room. So public relations doesn't care about innocence or guilt. Public relations is, does this harm the brand? Okay, yeah, I know he's innocent and so forth, but based on the perception, because in an ideal world, perception doesn't mean anything. Truth is truth. Reality is reality. That's in an ideal world. In the real world, perception is reality. If people perceive him to be a domestic abuser, that's all that matters, and that harms the brand of Manchester United. So I said that Manchester United is too much of a global brand for you to attach that to that brand in 2023. Not 1993, not 1996, not 2004. In 2023, post the Me Too movement and the kind of world that we're living in, it's going to be, as a PR person, if I was the Manchester United PR person, I said it wouldn't be advisable. But this is where it gets tricky, because you have your boy here. Now, shout out to your boy, Anthony. I think you all know this dude here is Anthony. You see, the thing here with your boy is, and this is where it gets difficult, because they need Greenwood. So, you see, I'll switch to real, and let me just give you football. Let me give you the football, then I'll give you the real. So let me give you the football, then I'll give you the real. So let me give you the football. So stick to purely the football. Anthony has this has been a failure. Nobody wants to say it. It's like the ugly unspoken truth. But for 100 milli, this has been a flop. This has been a flop. Shout out to your boy Casey. Like, Casey actually put out the statement saying that there is a pandemic out there, and we need to call up the Fauci. Dr. Fauci, what's up? I know COVID is real, but there's another pandemic out there called fake Brazilians, led by Anthony and Rafinha. Because Anthony, literally, based on what was expected of him, the guy has really not hit the ground running based on the expectation. And that is a position in which, if Greenwood was to come back, it would be a vast, huge, massive upgrade. It would be a massive upgrade. And we're not done yet. Your boy. You see, now maybe you can't see who that is. So the dude on the floor there, the dude right there on the floor, maybe you're not sure who that dude is, but that dude on the floor is Mason. It's the boy Money Mace. So you have about 100 mil of a spinning fake Brazilian who was born on the border, and you have 60 mil of a guy who made his career through the English Winston Churchill sponsored media and proper Chelsea psychopaths. Both of these players are inferior to Greenwood, footballing wise. They are both inferior. Like, I'm sorry, United, let's see how this Mount story plays out. But we warned you, or rather, I warned you. I warned you about Mount. I and many people, we warned you about Mount that, bro, 60 mil, okay. 60 mil, okay. You know this is a stick up. You know we are robbing you in broad daylight. But fine. And now you saw him doing a complete disaster class. And now, he's now basically, Henry Cavill moved to one side, Mount wants that James Bond role. So basically, the James Bond role is now a fight between Henry Cavill and Mason Mount. And also Mason Mount has a good chance to get that James Bond role. You know, so James Bond role. I think like the next story might be the failure of Manchester or something. The Project Manchester. I think that's like James Bond does something in Manchester, something like that. So you see, if you're the hack, football guys, just pure football. If you're the hack, and you get back Greenwood, oh, that's a Dubinsky. Like, that is a Dubinsky. If you can get back the hack, that is a Dubinsky because, sorry, if you're the hack, I can get back Greenwood. Oh my gosh. Greenwood is a huge, massive improvement on what they have. He's better than Garnacho. His shot heck is better than Anthony. Who else? He's better than Sancho. You literally get a massive, it would almost be like a new signing. That's how it will feel like because he's been away for so long. Him coming back, it will feel like a new signing. It will feel like a new signing. But the thing though is, so that's the football. Football, Greenwood comes back, he improves him, and it would be a massive, massive boost for Man United. But United know that this is going to be a very tricky decision out there. Because again, look, here's my thing. If I was advising United as a PR person, see, the football doesn't matter. See, football, of course, you get him back 100%. He's better than all of those bumps. PR, branding, which is hugely important to an institution like Manchester United, I would say no. But here's the funny thing. Let's see how it plays out. Because how do you think it plays out? So Greenwood comes back. How much pushback does he get from the media? He knows he's going to get pushback. How much pushback would happen within not only the footballing fraternity, but beyond? So could this thing travel to other news outlets like, oh my gosh, Manchester United, one of the biggest, most prestigious sports brands of all time, has taken back a guy who we know was involved in that hit that was released? Because again, it goes back to the point, perception is reality. No one cares about, the court case and he was found innocent. See, this is different from Mendy. Mendy, we know nothing. See, the issue with the Mendy situation is we know nothing. So nobody can say, well, no, you went there, we know nothing. The issue with Greenwood is that we had the tape. It's the same thing with the John Terry and Anthony Ferdinand. John Terry, we saw you racially abuse Anthony Ferdinand. We saw you mouth it. We saw it. And then obviously YouTube removed the video. So for Greenwood, it's like, we had it. So once you come to guys, like, wait a minute, we had this video. Like, I went on to xvideos.com and there's literally like a transcript of all the stuff that was said. I'm like, damn. So okay, let me do this two things. What should United do and what do I think will happen? What should United do? Sorry, I've already answered the question. It's two answers. If it's solely football, bring it back 100%. If it's solely football. If it's about branding, no. Based on all that we live in. What will United do? I'm going to stick with what I stick with. I say United don't bring him back. Now, I mean, I could be wrong. I could generally be wrong. But I think United will be like, okay, look, he was cleared. He's still marrying the woman. Everything seems to be fine. There's not enough evidence that anything wrong that was happening. Boom, boom. But then someone in the room was like, cool. Perception is reality. And we're not Scunthorpe. We're not, see, if it's Sconto or Logo, oh, what the heck? But we're not Sconto, we're not Logo, we're not Braunschweig, we're not Pescara. Okay, so, I don't know. Tell me, guys, what you think. What do you think is going to happen in this thing, man? Like that vid, subscribe if you're new, head to the official website. Peace out.